Greetings, everybody. Greetings, greetings, greetings. Whew. Listen, today, I mean, I knew it was going to be big, but it was so much bigger and so much better than I had imagined. There was so much love and powerful energy and insight, so many gems that were dropped in like every session, so much connection and depth that we got to experience. And I thank y'all for joining us today. And I hope you come back tomorrow. And I hope you tell a friend. And even if you can't come back, tell a friend or somebody to come and check this out and get this good medicine that we got over here at Living Liberation. So I want to share a few things that were powerful, that left my mouth watering, so to speak. And then I'm gonna invite y'all to share something that you're taking away from today. And so one of the first things is a quote. Sometimes the work of prefiguring liberation in our organizations is really complex and takes a long time to move toward. But sometimes it's just not. You can right a wrong that moves us closer to justice right here and right now. We have to be in discernment about when we just need to step into our power to build the world we want. And that was by Alicia Brooks from the Southern Poverty Law Center. Next quote. We actually have a lot more freedom than we sometimes live into under the C3 model. We can shape our leadership and our work week and our governance and our programming however we want. We can actually do a lot to model the kind of world we want in our organizations. Neha Mahajan. And then last quote is, make space for joy to laugh together so that the work doesn't just take from you without pouring into you, right? That it's a symbiotic relationship. Kayla Reed. And there were so many more. And I wasn't able to stay in all the sessions. I tried to pop around and get some of the medicine that y'all got. So I want to invite y'all to come off speaker one by one and share some medicine that you got. What's a takeaway? What's the good word, the news you take into the rest of your folks?
Hi, everyone. I'm Kalisha. Since my dogs left out the room, hopefully they won't come back barking. One of the takeaways probably the most major takeaway, and it's kind of related. There's two that kind of related. One is I just received it, and that burnout is a choice. Thank you, Uncle E. Burnout is a choice. Period. Nothing else to say on that. And and that in regards to burnout and being a leader or within organizations, to make sure that when we're working to address burnout in our teams, that we're not doing it to make sure that they can come back to work, that we're doing it to be authentic to humanity and to the human disdain and their disposition at that moment, and making sure that we're able to effectively and compassionately address the burnout issues and what are the underlying reasons for the burnout. That was really key for me. Those are big takeaways for me. Thank you.
Definitely. Somebody else, what is a gem you're taking away from today? What were you inspired by? What moved you?
I was inspired by Brenda in our last conversation about Trish as well, but particularly what Trish just gave us a gem on philanthropy and some tips that we can take away, which was powerful. But Brenda spoke about how we're all philanthropists and spoke about her grandparents and how we need to change the conversation of philanthropy from just being monetarily, and how we all are philanthropists by giving back to our community and providing resources to our community and loving on our community. And that was so beautiful, the way that she articulated. I wish she was on this call to say it for herself, but that inspired me.
Thank you for that. A few more.
I want to second the note that Kalicia made, which was so powerful in Everett's workshop about burnout being a choice. And in the opening plenary, I also really enjoyed Blue's recommendation and commentary around how important it is to find hobbies and life outside of the movement.
I heard that a few, like, it's interesting, like that is a thing that people are wrestling with. And I heard it in a couple of different sessions from different age groups of people. Like two more. One of the things, I was in Eli Ajay's session, and they were talking about art, using art in your daily lives, and also, like, you know, as a form of revolution. And they talked about like the use of art to disrupt with conflict, right? And to like shift the energy. And I was thinking, and it's so basic, but I was like, I never thought about using song to shift the negative energy in the room. Like that's like, I feel like it's so like basic and so like true to form, but it seems very outside of myself, right? So that's something I never would have gone to solve conflict or to shift the negativity or the tension in the room, to create the opening.
I can share that I really appreciated in the opening session, I think a lot of people are holding attention around like, you know, our organizations can't be responsible for like all of the healing that our communities and we as individuals need to do living within the structures and systems that we live in. But I was really appreciating what Tanjiwe was saying about the fact that even though that healing work, that individual healing work isn't our entire responsibility, organizations are responsible for creating the conditions for that healing to happen, right? The level of, the space for rest, the space for self-reflection, and also really focusing on harms or healing that needs to happen because of things that are perpetuated by the organization. But I just appreciated that distinction that she made between like, we don't have to be responsible for all the individual healing, but we are responsible for creating the conditions for that healing, for folks to be able to take on that healing on their own.
Yeah, to that end, Trish, I would also take away what Tanjiwe was saying about like liberation being this consistent question and quest that we should be chasing, right? Like it's not this place even, and I think sometimes we get there, right? Where we're like, oh, I've done my work, or I know I'm aware of oppression, and I'm at a certain place, but we should be consistently within ourselves and with the people we're around doing that work. Any last one?
If I could jump in and say a couple things. I really appreciate this last check-in question, because since I logged in, which was hearing all the powerful like speakers and the building liberatory organizations from the ground up, like since that moment, I've been sending the link nonstop to folks. Like I'm like, yo, this is my therapy. Like, hold up, like we need to be over here. And it just so happens that this is I actually took time off of work because I'm kind of in that like limbo. Am I burnt out? Am I not? And so this was all of the medicine that at this moment I really needed in my life. So like, so much appreciation, too many gems to count. Like still grappling with like the differences between rest in terms of like being taken out the work, dropping stuff versus resting up for the next fight, restoration. I'm holding that, interrogating notions of rest in a white supremacist capitalist world and concepts of political rigor, which I had never had. So just thinking about those notions, doing the right kind of work, because I could say, I'm like, dang, I haven't been feeling like I've been doing the right kind of work, which has gotten me to this point. But being in liberated practice, like I think I've been in spaces hearing about it, but I'm like, yeah, we really got to do it. I'm really feeling accountability and commitment to wanting to do that. And this space, I mean, I wouldn't have even really been able to be in that space if it hadn't been for all the medicine. So thank you, everybody. That's it.
Thank you. Thank you for that. You know, one of the things that we talk about with the Liberatory Leadership Partnership is that it's all liberation, right? And so how we meet has to feel liberatory. We wanted to provide a conference that felt liberatory, right? We want to be in practice with one another in a way. And they're very quick to remind you that that don't sound liberatory. You're gonna come to work and you sick, that don't sound liberatory, right? And it is a beautiful reminder that is the right path. And so with that, I just want to close us out. We have a jam-packed day tomorrow. There several people are just logging on or missed the day, and I want to tell you that all of these sessions will be available. The on-demand section, once you log on the left-hand side, you can click on demand, and you should be able to see today's sessions, as well as we have about 15 pre-recorded sessions for you to view at your leisure. They'll be up for like a year, right? So we want you to look at them. There are a lot of tools in those sessions. Do it with your staff, give it to your staff as homework. All of it is meant to help strengthen you as a leader and the people you're in relationship with as leaders, all right, in your organizations. All right. Beautiful day. Go do something liberatory. And we will see you tomorrow. Tell a friend, tell all. Take care.
Thank you. Have a good evening.
Thank you.